He can still hear me. Just west of Syracuse, New York, in Cayuga County is where we are tonight at the Weedsport Speedway for the doubleheader of the Iceman Designs Empire State Clash here in New York State. Such a beautiful state. We're ready for action here this evening. I'm Kelan Belsha, joined by my friends Shane DiMantova and flagman Joseph Costello, coming back from the Dirt Track USA Kings Royal Monday night. We now come to a doubleheader, which is virtually a double points night for a lot of guys here at the Weedsport Speedway. Got a lot of action on tap, Shane.
Yeah, we missed a lot of action for sure, and I know there's a lot of drivers that picked up some huge wins, and one in particular was Andrew May.
Andrew May, the Dirt Track USA Kings Royal winner, the third winner in that event's history. We're going to get a word with him before he goes out for qualifying. So, Andrew, is Kelan in the booth? You got us?
Yeah, I do.
Well, sorry we couldn't get that last one on the broadcast, but that was, I think, one of your bigger wins in the Quicktime Sprint Car Series. Talk about that Kings Royal that you won, the $75 purse, and talk about what it means to you to be the third king of Quicktime.
Yeah, it's a pretty good purse. I got to thank Zach at Dirt Track USA for putting that amount of money and helping out the series and supporting us and having us race for a little bit of money. You know, it's really fun to go out and compete and race, and then it's really, really fun to go out and compete and race for money. So, to be able to race, you know, with some of the best guys in iRacing in here, and to beat them for the most part, you know, is pretty fun. I really enjoyed it. I like Eldora. I was horrible night one, and I didn't know what to do, man. I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I was just so slow on speed, and I think I finished 5th, and then I realized I never calibrated my new wheel whenever I got it, so I set her up, and it made a big difference there. So, but in terms of top wins, I'd say it's probably number 2 behind, you know, last year's Knoxville Nationals. Is pretty pretty exciting. Obviously, I'm not like as excited as I was when I won because it's been 2 days. But I'm glad Shane won his hockey game and was able to celebrate with his team. So
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a big win for Shane, big win for you as well. Real quick about Weedsport, statistically, you've been pretty all right here. You led a lot of the opening laps on the first race last season where you picked up a second place finish, and then you picked up another podium on the second race of the event last summer. So talk about what you got to do tonight and what's virtually a double points night.
yeah, just got to keep her clean. Before the Eldor races, I was taking out 3 in a row. So I got to get out front early. Not necessarily in the lead, but at least out where these guys don't drive the whole way down the track or come the whole way, do that stuff. But just got to keep her clean and just run a consistent race. This place is pretty tricky. If you get her up too high in 1 and 2, you're going to hit that wall and you're going to be dead. If you take it too low, you're going to hit the infield wall and take out the whole field with you. So you got to be technical, you got to be smart, and you got to be cautious of everyone else on the track.
Well, we wish you the best of luck tonight in this Weedsport doubleheader. Go out there, set a heater down in qualifying. We'll see what you can do. Try to get 2 in a row here.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Thanks, guys. Hopefully we can talk to you after the race, too.
Have a good night.
See ya.
Andrew May in the 31M looking for some consistency in this evening. He comes into tonight with a 38 points advantage over Aiden Kirker, who is the sponsor of tonight's event, who is currently sitting 3rd on the boards right now. Carlin Keir and Rylan Gray 1-2 on the speed charts. Cam Martin sits in 4th as we get ready for Andrew May to go out there and run his laps with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go in qualifying, and he'll advance the session after that and gets a heat number 1. Going to be a double header this evening, so going to be a big night of action here, Shane.
Yeah, and what he kind of set up, we can watch Andrew run his laps after we got a quick word with him, so we'll see if he can throw off Carlin Keir, as he clipped the wall there, and that should ruin both of his laps, unfortunately. See what he's got here, though.
Yeah. Qualifying effort will not go well for Andrew. The second lap, if it's not invalidated, will not be very fast. Yeah, an 8, so 3 tenths slower than what he needed it to be. Connor Dudek fell through the session a little bit earlier, so there will be heat action next. It'll be, I believe, 2 separate heats that will just set the grid, and then they'll have the fast pass dash for that.
Pretty
so 2
simple
heats.
night.
Yeah, pretty simple night, hopefully. Hopefully it stays this way for the second race evening later, and we can get through it pretty quickly. On pole in heat number 1, driving a 007 machine for Clickerman Sport and Charlotte, North Carolina, Exo Consulting Ranking Competitor, Carlin Keir, and to his outside, driving a number 39 machine from Boston, New York, and MFK Speed Lab, that's the Iceman, Aiden Kirker.
Starting in 3rd in the number 20 machine there for Speed Shop 51 in Cass City, Michigan. It's the Iceman, Aiden Forrester, and to his outside, running the number 28 car from Fort Wayne, Indiana. It's the Young Gun Colton Co.
In the 5th position, driving a number 10 machine from MFK Speed Lab in Thomasville, Pennsylvania, it's the Asian sensation, Jack Young, and to his outside, driving MFK Speed Lab number 3 from Daytona Beach, Florida, it's the Gator, J.J. Hill.
And rounding out your field there in the number 7 machine, it's the Exo Consulting Rookie Competitor from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, the dude Connor Dudek.
Ready for our first heat of the evening, going to be an action-packed night. Of course, you talk about Weedsport, in my opinion, I think this is probably one of the hardest dirt tracks to drive. I can't drive it, that's for sure. I mean, it's up there with the likes of some other racetracks, little bull rings like Kokomo, Lima Land, some other hard tracks, but I don't think any of them compare to Weedsport just because of the shape it is, so it's crazy.
Yeah, it's a very tight and technical track, I feel like, and we saw Andrew May get into trouble while qualifying, and you could just see how much that wall will step out on you.
See what these guys can do. Carlin Keir looking for his first career win in the series, of course, here tonight from the Weedsport Speedway. Aiden Kirker with 11 career wins sitting there in the 2nd position. The only driver in this field tonight with a former Weedsport win in the series is Rylan Gray in the 06, who dominated night number 2 of the action last season. Most consistent driver this evening does win a nice $10 reward as well, courtesy of Iceman Designs. So racing for a bit of cash on the line this evening as 2 pace laps commence, and we are ready to get underway in heat number 1 from Weedsport. We are underway Carlin Cure getting a nice jump on the bottom. Aiden Kirker looked like he gassed it up a little bit early, backed off to make sure he did not get the penalty for that. So there goes Cure out into turn number 1, taking the early advantage. Aiden Forster to the inside of Kirker, taking the second spot away.
Single file as the top 3 go that way, as now Coe's got a little bit of action from behind. It's 3-car of JJ Hill, and behind them, Young and Dudek side by side, as Dudek looked to the inside but could not make it work, as Hill holds off Coe for right now.
Hill made a great pass there, worked the bottom. Coe looked like he got stuck on the top, not where he wanted to be, so he took the spot away. But this is really a very difficult track. Like we said earlier, turns 1 and 2 especially, when that turn slicks off, it's going to be a very intricate quarter. This is a racetrack, one of those dirt racetracks, which typically you don't have a lot of on-throttle time compared to other racetracks. A lot of the other ones, especially in these little sprint cars, you're running wide open for the first laps or two. But here, I don't think you're ever wide open through that first corner. So it's crazy how intricate you have to be, and how crazy of a racetrack it is.
Yeah, as Forrester does not seem to be making up any time on Carlin Cure, your race leader, is Kirker now still holding on in third. Here he comes right behind the 20 car of Aiden Forrester, looking to make a move around him.
Yeah, Aiden Kirker, fastest car on the racetrack right now, maybe a home track advantage, trying to reel down Aiden Forrester and put himself into the fast dash. Carlin Cure out front, looking like he's going to hang on to that position. Kirker trying to make a move on Aiden Forrester for the dash, not quite going to get it. It's the top 2 that make it in are the 007 and the 20. Aiden Kirker, Hill, Dudek took the 5th position at the line, and that'll be how they line up for tonight's feature event. Here we go, heat number 2 of action from the Weedsport Speedway this evening. On pole, driving a 06 machine for Ryland Gray Racing in Greenfield, Indiana. It's the shooting star Ryland Gray, and to his outside, driving the number 04 machine from MFK Speed Lab in Ankeny, Iowa. Exit with dueling wrecking competitor Cam Martin.
Rolling off in the 3rd spot there, new to the series in the 051 machine. That's the EXO Consulting Rick, competitor Patrick Sprangler, and to his outside in the 09, that's Anthony Woodhull.
Rolling off into 5th position, driving a number 4 machine for MFK Speed Lab and Asheville, North Carolina. It's the Asheville Attitude Cam McCone. Andrew Main, the 31M, needing no introduction, rounds out the pack as he gets ready for the 2nd heat. Ryland Gray out front, who's had a pretty stacked last couple of weeks, to say the least.
Yeah, and he's, like you mentioned earlier, a couple moments ago, he's the only driver to currently have a win in Quicktime at this track in the field here tonight.
Yeah, and he is looking for that 2nd Weedsport prize if he can do it. As I mentioned, the busy week recently coming off a Chili Bowl performance where he took his midget to, I believe, the I-Main, where he flipped over due to another driver's mess and unfortunately couldn't go any further than that. But he made 3 feature events that night. I think it was the K, the J, and then he got up to the I where his night ended. But he had a pretty successful Chili Bowl run, especially for his first time out there. So congrats to him, and of course representing in the iRacing World of Outlaws series. So making a name for himself in all forms of racing, and especially here in the Quicktime Sprint Car Series. As the green flag's in the air, Ryland Gray with a nice jump, shoots out front. Cam Martin in the 2nd position, now trying to fend off Patrick Spangler. Spangler goes around.
Yeah, as Woodhull went around. May caught a piece of that too, but they'll keep it going as Martin now takes over that 2nd spot. I was going to say, sorry, I spilled some water all over my desk, so I was a little preoccupied.
Oh, man.
We're good,
though.
McCone
slides into 3rd position. Woodhull and Spangler now terribly damaged race cars, but Ryland Gray out front now by almost 2 seconds after that start. Cam Martin in the 2nd position. McCone and May, MFK Speed Lab 2-3-4, trying to run down the 06.
Yeah, we'll see what May can do here. I don't know if he has too much damage, if any at all, along on that 31 machine as he sits in the 4th spot, and you can see a huge margin there of gap.
Yeah, of course, a damaged 31M machine slowing his roll, but it is Ryland Gray in cruise control out front. A guy who has a lot of success.
Has 2 laps to go for Rylan Gray here at the line. So look to wheel his machine to the white flag here. 1 lap to go here in the second and final heat of tonight's race. Coming out in turn 4. Yeah, he's going to get it.
Gonna wheel it there and take the checkered flag. Cam Martin also making it into the dash if they run it. Which with this little car is they might not even run it.
So we'll get ready for your fast pass dash. 4 drivers looking to gain some spots. Oh, Rylan Gray tips over. Oh, pardon me.
Oh, okay, so what they're gonna do here. Oh, never mind.
What's the plan?
Race promoters are gonna get, I believe, everybody out on the racetrack just to wear the track in a little bit. Instead of a fast pass dash, since there is a not as big car count, are gonna get out there, just run some laps and get the track weared in a little bit. So instead of a fast pass dash, track will go green, and these guys are gonna run some laps at the Weedsport Speedway. Get that track in nice and proper for the feature this evening.
Yeah, maybe we can get a couple drivers to step in here and get their thoughts before dropping the green flag, and see if we can find a couple here momentarily. Like, once again, I'd love to thank Iceman Designs for sponsoring tonight's doubleheader event here at the Weedsport Speedway. And huge thanks to Aiden. He looks to bring a stout performance out on the racetrack.
Yeah, that's who I'm going to try to get in here. He might be a little preoccupied at the moment running laps, but if he does become available, I will get him in here to come say a couple words. And I believe he's on his way, possibly, maybe. He just parked his race car. Yeah, he's here. Let's get a word with Aiden. Hey, Aiden, it's Kelan Belsha. You got us.
I got you.
All right, well, first off, big thank you for coming out here and promoting the Iceman Designs Empire State Clash. Of course, Weedsport, your home track, starting in the 5th position. How much of an advantage do you think that is for you coming to your home track? Never have won here yet, but you did have several consistent runs in the sprint cars last season. What do you got to do tonight? That's a fast bunch in front of you.
I just got to try to get to that, figure out when the track, keep up with the track is. I don't know what I just said, but I think it makes sense in my head. All right, let me reword that. Just got to keep up with the track and be smart and find the lines before they do.
Yeah, well, that seems to be the goal for every race you do, and you are one of the drivers who are the best at finding lines. So I feel like, because where everybody else is on the racetrack, you seem to be doing the opposite. We saw it a lot in the Dream. You were kind of, or not the Dream, the
Kings Royal.
Kings Royal. You were kind of running more of a slider line than everybody else was, and you found speed really early in the race until Andrew May came through and picked you off, but you were running pretty well. So what do you got to do tonight, trying to find that racetrack? How do you feel like that racetrack's going to adapt, especially with a lot of guys out there running laps getting that track in?
I feel like it's going to be a real slick track, but it's going to be a pretty good event. I think that hopefully we can get more cars for the second race, but I mean, small car counts isn't always the worst thing in the world. We've had some of our best races with just 10 or 12 cars, so I don't know. I think it's going to be a pretty good race. I think that eventually both lines will get worked in. You can run the bottom, you can run the top, but we'll see.
That's definitely going to be interesting. Wish you the best of luck on tonight, and thank you and Iceman Designs for hopping on board.
Absolutely.
Aiden Kirker, the 39 car, going to try to get a nice run, rolling off from the 5th position tonight at Weedsport. We're probably going to advance the session here in a minute, so getting ready for future action.
Yeah, and a lot of guys not be able to make it tonight, including Cody Meadows, and promised him I'd give him a little shout out, so definitely missing seeing that #1 car out on the racetrack tonight.
And Cody missing a couple recent races is definitely going to more than likely take him out of the championship hunt. He was within 20 points at one point, but recently had a bit of a stretch of bad luck, and then he has not made a couple races in the last couple events, so he has dropped to 67 points behind Andrew May. Andrew May currently sitting with a 58-point advantage over Aiden Kirker and a 43-point advantage over Aiden Forster. Cody Meadows and Cam McCone ran at the top 5. Cam McCone, of course, has had a good stretch himself with a few solid runs. Cam Martin sitting there in the 6th position in points. He's had a solid year. Same goes for Anthony Woodhull. Aaron Trotter in 8th. Colton Coe, Jack Young running at the top 10. A lot of good race car drivers there trying to find what they need to find tonight to try and reel in that championship battle. We'll see.
We'll see as they continue to wear in this track and get some use out of it. And some of these guys getting some extra laps in too, which is always nice.
And they get ready to advance for feature action here on the Weedsport Speedway. Getting ready to set the green in a second. As we get ready to set your grid for tonight's feature action from the Weedsport Speedway. On pole, driving a 007 machine from Charlotte, North Carolina, and Kligerman Sport. It's Carlin here in the 007, and to his outside, former Weedsport winner, the only former Weedsport winner in this field, driving an 06 machine from Rylanger Racing in Greenfield, Indiana. It's the shooting star, Rylan Gray.
Rolling off in the 3rd spot in the number 20 machine from Cass City, Michigan. It's Aiden Forrester, and to his outside in the 04, that is Cam Martin from MFK Speed Lab.
In the 5th position, driving a number 39 machine for MFK Speed Lab and Boston, New York, it's the Iceman, Aiden Kirker. And to his outside, driving a number 4 machine for MFK Speed Lab and Asheville, North Carolina, it's the Asheville Attitude, Cameron McComb.
Starting in 7th from Daytona Beach, Florida, it's the Gator, J.J. Hill. And to his outside is Good Buddy from Bedford, Pennsylvania, the big unit, Andrew May.
In the 9th position, it's Connor Dudek, Patrick Spangler in 10th, Colton Coe, Anthony Woodhull, and Jack Young round out the pack. Getting ready for feature action here from the Weedsport Speedway for the first of 2 Iceman Designs Empire State Clash races in tonight's doubleheader. Hey Shane, Emma just texted me. She said she's tired right now, so keep the broadcast entertaining, so tell her to wake up real quick.
Wake up! If you're
Wake up!
Yeah.
Get up!
Yeah.
Get out of your seats!
It's time for some sprint car action from the Weedsport Speedway. Yeah.
I'm ready. Yeah, feature action.
I'm pumped.
13 cars. Hopefully this will be a pretty green feature, this first one. It should be, logically speaking. Hopefully that does prove to be the case. 30 laps here in the opening feature event. Carlin Cure, Rylan Gray. 2 buddies, also on the iRacing World of Outlaws side of things. Good friends, seeing what they can do in tonight's feature action. Aiden Forster, Cam Martin ran at the top 4. So here we go. Weedsport Speedway. We're green. Aiden Forster is a lone driver on the bottom of the racetrack in the top 3 as Rylan Gray makes a move for the race lead. Caution out for the first time already here on the 2nd lap. And over is Colton Coe in the 28 machine. Already in trouble early. We'll get a Dirt Track USA replay to see what happened right there. Not the way you want that to happen early in the night.
Especially not off the start either, and it's really unfortunate. It just looked like a huge kit and caboodle of drivers stacked up, and it all started with the 3 car of J.J. Hill.
You say caboodle?
Yeah, kit and caboodle.
I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that. A lot of stuff happened there, though. It was hard to see what happened. Looked like they did stack up, though, with Anthony Woodhull, J.J. Hill, some of the drivers
On board.
involved in that situation.
Well, maybe not. I'm not my thing's not cooperating right now.
Trying to look for a better replay.
There we go. Sorry.
There we go.
On board.
On board with Colton Coe.
Yeah.
Looked like Hill might have got rode up on the right rear there and got shot down into Connor Dudek and caused a chain reaction. Colton Coe getting the worst of that incident. Coming to 1 to green here from Weedsport.
to go signal here. No changes so far. Up front, Carlin Kier, your race leader, with Rylan Gray in tow right behind him. A single file restart because they did not make it around more than one lap.
They were real close to it, though.
We were really close.
We'll see what they can do here. Kier and Gray stack it up on the outside. It's a good jump for Kier. Of course, getting the preferred win to jump when he wants to right there. There goes Rylan Gray trying to work to the inside of his buddy in the 007, trying to get around that 007 machine. The 06 reeling him down. He's a faster car right now. It's just about making a pass as Kier goes and blocks the bottom.
Blocks it up on the bottom as Carlin Kier is cautioned back out. Patrick Sprangler and J.J. Hill involved with an incident once again.
Not been a good night for J.J. Hill, to say the least so far. Trying to get that number 3 car flip back over. Right in front of the pack.
His second incident of the evening. So you see there's Hill on your screen. Black and white machine. Oh.
Ran.
Right. I don't know if May cut him off or if he just sent it in there too deep. We'll get a different angle.
Yeah, he ran over Andrew May, it looked like. And
on board with the 3 machine of James Hill.
Yeah, just got in too deep right into Andrew May, Patrick Spangler. Nowhere to go.
Yeah, and Spangler was really the guy who got the bad end of that. Because Hill got his car flipped back over, and we head back live now, and you can see there's Hill still running out there on the racetrack.
One guy who's not liking these yellows is Rylan Gray in the 06. He was, you could see, very fast compared to the 007. Got to his inside, had a shot, could never get around him. So he's working. Can't quite get around him yet, though.
We'll get another shot at it here. We look to keep it green for a while, incident free. On the leader's discretion. There we go, green flag back in the air at Weedsport.
Aiden Forster trying to get a peek under that 06 machine. Rylan Gray doing just enough to keep him there as Gray tries to make a move on Carlin Kier. Kier rips the top and they're side by side. Here comes the 06, but the 007, a good jump down into the corner. Gray's going to close off right there as here you see Aiden Kirker now making a move on Aiden Forster in the 20 machine. There goes the 39 to the inside of the 20. He's going to take a top 3 spot away from him for now, but here comes Forster fighting back on the top of the racetrack.
Battle of the Iceman here for the 4th spot, excuse me, as Carlin Kier is still leading this thing with Gray right in tow behind him. So Cam Martin just outside there in the top 5. Kirker in 3rd. Andrew May making his way up to 6th as he looks to move up through the field as he's battling side by side now with Connor Dudek.
May, of course, a slow start to the night after the incident in his heat race and actually in qualifying, and now trying to make up some ground, needing a good points night as the battle for the lead has started to get a bit tighter. Rylan Gray has now moved to the top of the racetrack in turn 3, making ground on that 007. Seeing what he can do this racetrack, definitely slickening off as there you see the 06 kind of running in his tire tracks, trying to get a little bit faster. It's going to be all about making that move on a very hard-to-pass racetrack.
On board with a very fast Rylan Gray right now as he looks to get around Carlin Kier. He looks to the inside this time, but Kier will get a very great runoff.
Gray has now dipped to the bottom of the racetrack. Kier getting his 4 tires all up on the top of the racetrack. There you see Gray right on his fuel cell, trying to make a move here. As the caution out again, Anthony Woodhull goes around right in front of J.J. Hill in the 3 machine. Right as it was starting to get good, not quite halfway yet. Anthony Woodhull, the guy in trouble.
Yeah, and it wasn't J.J. Hill this time.
Nope, Hill, now the guy not involved in somebody else's thing.
Woodhull was just running by himself, and it looked like he set it in there too deep, and around she went. Check it out here on the replay. Yep. Just topped over that cushion. Just like I expected.
Yeah, just a very hard racetrack to navigate. So we're going to shorten this caution so we can get back action here, but there's Woodhull just... Here we go, back out front here at Weedsport. Carlin Cure, Rylan Gray, they were having a nice race. Aiden Kirker was 2 seconds back, trying to get up to those top two who are having a pretty good race right now. Far from over here, not even halfway yet from the Weedsport Speedway. Green flag back in the air. Carlin Cure gonna slide up in front of the 06 machine. The 06 banging his right rear off the cushion, trying to reel him down here on lap number 14. Gray to the bottom of the racetrack, making a move in the 06 machine. Not quite going to have enough there. Cure got really sideways off the corner, keeps his wits about him, and he's maintaining the gap on the 06 machine. Gray, not going to let him go, though. Coming to halfway this time.
And they're bumping and banging back there in the pack behind them, but all the action up front right now. Carlin Cure, Rylan Gray, the two buddies, the two pros going at it for your race lead as we reach the halfway mark here in the first of two doubleheader races tonight.
Gray slips off his fuel cell a little bit that lap, could not quite find the speed that Cure is finding, and that's all the advantage with being your race leader right now. You can run probably all the limits of this racetrack as Cure's in the wall. It's going to allow Gray to reel him in. Cure bounced off the wall in 3 and 4. Here comes the 06.
Yeah, speaking of limits on the racetrack, he found him right there as Cure sent it in there too deep and found himself in the wall, but he'll keep it straight, and that's 007 car will remain out front.
007 again, that time bounced in the slick right there, spun the rear tires, car decided to shift sideways. Here comes Rylan Gray to the bottom, trying to make a move in that 06 machine to the inside of the Clickerman Sport 007. Cure throws a block and almost stuffed him into the wall. He might have, as Cure got slowed down. These two separated by a 1.5 seconds from the third place car in Aiden Kirker. 10 laps to go from the first race tonight at Weedsport.
As Cure begins to build up that gap for the race lead, Aiden Kirker sits behind in the third spot. Connor Dudak with a very impressive run tonight in fourth, and Andrew May rounding out your top 5 with Forrester, McCone, Young, Martin, and Hill. All the rest of those drivers out there on the racetrack behind them.
Cure again to the top, Gray to the bottom. Gray is comfortable on the bottom of the racetrack, and right now it's faster than him as Cure got really sideways. Here comes the 06 trying to make a move. Lap car JJ Hill making the way for the top 2. Here comes the 06 again to the bottom, but the caution is out with now coming to 7 laps to go.
MFK Speed Lab driver Cam Martin in trouble. So he finds himself on his side, and we'll tow it to the pit lane. So we'll send it to replay.
He was battling that race car a lot. He sank from 4th to 9th as the night progressed.
Yeah, he did start very high in the field. As you see his teammate Jack Young ahead of him. Not sure if they got together or what, or oh, just 2 separate incidents. Or no.
Looked like,
yeah.
well, Young bounced off the fence right in front of him. That's what caused him to wreck. Wish we had time for another replay, but we're about to go green, so not gonna quite get another look at that one. But the race for the win is now on. Coming to 7 laps to go. Carlin Cure, Rylan Gray, green flag back in the air. And Gray got a nice jump behind the 007, reeling him down, making a move. Here comes the 06, trying to make a move on the 007 machine. Coming down to 6 laps to go from Weedsport in the first of 2 races on the evening.
Yeah, and Rylan Gray using up all the racetrack he can right now, and he almost slammed that inside wall pretty good, as they still have gone at it for at least all 30 laps so far, as once again he clips that inside wall, and he'll lose a lot of his momentum.
Yeah, that one launched him up higher in the air than the last one did. Not what you want to do at Weedsport, reaching all the limits on the racetrack now. Coming to 4 laps to go. Carlin Cure out front looking for his first win on the season. And all it takes is one mistake out of him, and that 06 is there. We've seen some slight mistakes out of that 007, but now coming to 3 to go. He's got to stay perfect.
perfect is pretty much what Carlin Kira has been tonight, as just a very fast race car driver, racing in the highest stage virtually on the iRacing, or in the iRacing world, as he'll reach the 2 to go mark here and set his sights on the checkered flag.
He's got 2 laps to figure it out. Rylan Gray in second. Connor Dudek takes over to third position from race sponsor Aiden Kirker as Rylan Gray reels them in. 1 lap to go here from the Empire State Clash sponsored by Iceman Designs. Carlin Cure has had misfortune after misfortune to start off his season. 3 second-place finishes, but he's finally going to rise in victory lane. The Clearman Sport driver of Carlin Cure wins the first of 2 races in the Iceman Designs Empire State Clash from the Weedsport Speedway.
There's the rest of your field flying by. But this man right here got it done in the first race. 30 laps later, he is your winner, Carlin Cure. Great night for that young man.
That track got really slick tonight. It was all about what Carlin Cure could do. Those top 2, they were fighting those race cars tonight. Carlin Cure, remember, he got really slick off of 3 and 4 several times, allowed Rylan Gray the opportunity, but Gray did not have the opportunity to get around him. As we get ready for our second race of the evening, going to get a word with our top 3 here in a second, as Carlin Cure got his first win of the season. Needed that one, and finally going to rise in there. Going to get word with him very shortly. And here is Carlin Cure going to get a word with the 007, getting his first win of the season. Carlin, Kelan, you got us.
Yeah, you got me.
Yeah, I got you. Well, that was a heck of a race. You and Rylan Gray, you guys were in for a duel for quite a while. He was on you for several laps. It seemed like you were making those slight little mistakes coming off turn 4, getting sideways into the slick, but you ended up maintaining the gap. He made mistakes, you made mistakes, but you two overall ran a pretty solid race, and you were the winner of it.
Yeah, I just kind of kept getting a little bit loose on the left side. I really like that slider through 1 and 2 right up to the wall. I'm Rylan. I don't know if I kept chopping him or what, but he kept trying to just roll the bottom under me. And then the middle in 3 and 4 came in really good at the very end. So I think that's just kind of how I got it done through the middle in 3 and 4. That's really what got me away from Rylan, I guess.
Well, you got away from him for sure, and you were able to keep it out there. So do you have anything special about Weedsport, or are you just, is this one of your favorite tracks, or what did you do tonight?
Yeah, I like Weedsport. It's a good track. I like the flatter, more small bull rings, kind of like that. But yeah, I just like the technicality of it, I guess you could say.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier about how it is a track where you have little room for error. So, of course, in case we don't get to talk to you a little bit later in the evening, Yami, you want to thank for this win.
Yeah, Eraser, Velocity Sim Lab, Valvoline, Clickerman Sport, 27 Graphics, Redline Design, everybody at Velocity Sim Lab. Thank you guys for putting on the league and the broadcast.
All right, well, thanks for joining us tonight, Carlin. Look forward to seeing you in the next one.
Yep, thank you guys.
Carlin Cure, race winner in the first race, and now we're going to get a quick word with our second place finisher, Rylan Gray in the 06.
Rylan, Shane DiMantova up in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, hi.
All right, man. P2 here in the first race of 2, and tonight's double header as you came up just short and pretty much a picture-perfect night minus that second place finish. I know you wanted one more spot, but just couldn't seem like you could get around Carlin Cure.
Yeah, he just held his line so well. I tried everything I could. I think I had the bottom working those first few laps, but just he just had such a good line going on the top side, and I couldn't keep the momentum.
Yeah, you're mentioning, like you just said, a very good line he had going. Is there anything you could have done to get around him, or you just need the opportunity and a little bit of momentum?
Well, if I could have made the bottom work just a little bit better there, I think it would be better. 3 and 4, that was first few laps. I was definitely gaining on him, but it started to go away really, really quick. So.
All right, man. Second doubleheader race coming up here. Is you got the same plan going on?
I don't know if I'll make it to the second race, but if I do, if I can finish this race quickly, then I'll be back.
Perfect. Well, thank you for joining us here tonight. And if we don't see you in the next one, then hope you have a good one.
Alrighty, thank you guys.
As that was Rylan Gray, your second place finisher. I forgot to ask him for his sponsors.
Man.
Well,
Wow.
here I can read him off his car. School of Sim Racing, Gray Auto, and I forgot to ask him about his little Chili Bowl experience too.
Yeah. Well, he had a good run. Happy for him.
Yep.
Let me finish this. Now we're going to bring in Connor Dudek, who won the Dirtman Photography Hard Charger Award and a third place finish. Connor, it's Kelan, you got us.
Yeah, I got you guys.
All right, buddy. Well, that was a good run for you, clawing all the way from 9th to end up getting in the third position. You won the Dirtman Photography Hard Charger Award along with a podium finish. What was it tonight? Take us through that little 30-lap race.
I think I would have been up there a little sooner if I didn't have computer issues during qualifying, but overall it was a good run.
Good run. That's what you need. Of course, it's been a solid season to this point for yourself. In the races you have made, you've been up front for the most part, just sitting just outside the top 10 in points. After that race, you probably actually did crack your way in it. So talk about your success this season as you get ready for the second doubleheader race this evening.
I've had some good races, and then the races I missed, obviously, but the races I've been able to run, it seems like they've been not too bad.
You've had some great success this season. So before we let you go, in case we don't get to talk to you a little bit later, you got me, you want to think?
Yeah, RKM Setup Shop, Kevtron Media, Runaway Chassis, Saints of Speed, Smith Racing Development, JKR, T46 Graphics, and everyone at Ryan Bauer Racing.
Well, thanks for joining us tonight, Connor. Look forward to seeing you in a second.
Yeah, have a good night, guys.
Connor Dudek in the number 7 machine picked up a third place finish and a hard charger effort there in our first of 2 doubleheader races this evening as we get ready for our second one tonight from Weedsport in the Iceman Designs Empire State Clash. Getting ready for a 35-lap feature, and we'll be right there shortly as we'll take a bit of a intermission period here, and we'll get ready for future action in that one. The Iceman Designs Empire State Clash continues from the Weedsport Speedway here tonight from Weedsport, New York, just west of Syracuse, New York. Virtually, that is. I'm Kelan Belsha, joined by Shane DiMantova and flagman Joseph Costello here, getting ready for race number 2 of the doubleheader night. Carlin Cure getting his first ever win in the first one as we get ready for action here in our second race, Shane. So if there's anything to say about the first race, we should have another treat for the second one.
Yeah, and an even smaller field here compared to the first one. And I mean, I might sound bad to some of the people at home, but it actually kind of makes me a little bit happy because we can kind of feature more of the drivers that don't get more on air time, and means cleaner racing, in my opinion.
And of course, more green flag laps. That's definitely a good thing. Of course, Weedsport always notorious for the lower car counts, as maybe people getting ready for preparation of next week. The Knoxville National is going to be a great week of action. I'm excited for that. It'll be a great week, but we got to get through Weedsport first. One of the more challenging tracks on the schedule. Last race, it was Aiden Kirker who gained 1 point on Andrew May. Big championship implications there, gaining 1 point on 31M.
Yep, and looks like they're having a little bit of fun in that infield right now, and we're having some fun up here in the broadcast booth, and hope you guys too are at home. Hoping you're having a good Thursday night and ready for the second round of some sprint car racing here momentarily.
It's been a great Thursday. Get ready for feature action here from Weedsport. Carlin Cure looking to go back-to-back here tonight, getting his first win just recently in the evening. So next week, before we get to this, we got Knoxville next week. Going to be great. Got prelim nights Monday and Tuesday right here on the AMB Outdoors Quicktime iRacing League YouTube channel. And then Friday night, January 28th, on the K Bueno Racing Network, put together by Kenneth Bueno, we will have the third Dirtman Photography Knoxville Nationals. So we got a great week in store. $100 purse to the winner next week. It's going to be a fun one.
It is. I'm excited, and we saw some great racing last season, and one driver specifically take home a lot of money.
Yeah, Andrew May, that would be him. He's made a living off this Quicktime stuff, let me tell you. He's won almost every big purse race there is to win, as he is one of 3 drivers with 2 Crown Jewel victories in the AMB Outdoors Quicktime Sprint Car Series, now with the Kings Royal and a Knoxville Nationals. If he were to win a World Finals this season, be an overall winner of the World Finals this end of the season here, he would have 3 of them, the first driver to ever do that, and a Redneck Roundup, which is an even number season, Season 2, Season 4 is when it'll come back this summer. That is when he has a shot to possibly take home all 4 of them. So here we go, getting ready for qualifying here from Weedsport. These guys are going to run some laps, and qualifying grid, getting ready to get set here from Weedsport.
Put the pressure on the man we're just talking about, Andrew May. See, hopefully he cannot mess up his laps this time and put that 31 top of the chart.
Definitely go. Oh, no.
He didn't cross the line, so it doesn't count, but let's flip over to our race winner, Carlin Cure.
He won the opening race, looking to go back-to-back here tonight. It's got to be his goal. Of course, the points battle is definitely not a goal anymore. Cannot have that mindset anymore. It's all about winning these races. And next week, the Knoxville National is going to be a highly anticipated one, that's for sure. As he's Quicktime right now with an 11.945. Aiden Kirker second on the boards. Andrew May, 11.990 as the lap times have picked up here in the nighttime. Carlin Cure, Quicktime, Aiden Kirker second by 8 1/1000ths of a second. It's a little bit off. Cam Martin, Andrew May, and Aiden Forster all also in the 11-second bracket, as Woodhull Hill McCone and Jack Young are the drivers we are waiting on running some lap times.
Fairly simple night here on the broadcast side of things, Keelan, and it's not like this where we get much time to catch our breath and get some a little bit of silence, which I mean isn't a bad thing, but yeah, it's something I'm just
Yeah.
not used to.
It's been a quiet night. Of course, Weedsport, quiet racetrack for the most part. So here we go. Heat number 1. On pole, driving a 007 machine for Clearman Sport in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's Carlin Cure. Cam Martin from Ankeny, Iowa. Sits in second.
Second row, we got a pair of former teammates starting on the inside is the number 20 car there from Cass City, Michigan, and Forrester into his outside 3 car of JJ Hill, who looks to turn around his luck after a very misfortunate race number
1. Getting ready for our first USA Roller Coasters heat of the evening. Of the second
evening.
race here.
Yeah,
second race. My fault.
it's okay. We still love you.
It's hard. It's common to kind of string them together because, of course, it's 2 races, 1 night. Habit.
It's a common saying.
Yeah, common saying.
Yeah. You know, we get up here in the booth and we're just used to saying the same thing, so.
You know how it is. Getting ready for our first heat here of the evening. Carlin Cure, we're going to go back-to-back in that 007. Of course, has some momentum on his side, so he'll definitely be looking for another heat win, start up front. Of course, no fast pass dash this evening. They'll take that warm-up period to run the track in. So here they go, 8 laps here.
Green.
From Weedsport. Green flag back in the air. JJ Hill just took out Carlin Cure. There goes Cam Martin to the race lead as JJ Hill got really loud on the gas pedal. And there goes Forster now to the race lead.
Yep, and Cure looks to rebound here after some misfortune events. After the drop of the green flag, as Cure now slides, or look to slide past, there he goes, past Cam Martin. He'll take that spot away and set his sights on Aiden Forrester in that bright number, neon green 20.
He's out front. Of course, those 2 good buddies, Cure and Forster. So Forster looking for his first career sprint car win. Carlin Cure not trying to give his brother, his buddy, that one
Not
very
his
easily.
brother.
It's not his brother. Don't
Yeah.
think they're related.
No. I don't think Forrester has any brothers. Maybe he does, I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe we
Well,
can
he
ask
just-
him.
He just lost the lead to possible brother. I don't know. You see Cure out front. Forster second. Martin and Hill round out the pack here. These guys just running their 8 laps. They're going to get ready for the feature.
Very simple night, like we mentioned, is let's hop on board with Carlin Cure.
Pippin that number 007. White flag in the air for our first heat. And going to come take the checkered flag, winning the opening heat. Aiden Forster second, Cam Martin third. So we get ready for our second heat of tonight's second race. On pole, driving a number 39 machine for MFK Speed Lab and Boston, New York. That's the Iceman, Aiden Kirker. Andrew May from Bedford, Pennsylvania, and MFK Speed Lab in second.
Superior, Wisconsin's own Anthony Woodhull from Ryland Gray's Tutoring starts in the 3rd spot and 2's outside. We have the Asheville Attitude from MFK Speed Lab, Cam McComb.
Jack Young, the Asian sensation from MFK Speed Lab, rounds out the pack. And we get ready for our second USA Roller Coasters heat of the evening from Weedsport.
Young's got a little bit of work to do after getting a little bit of an incident last race, collecting his teammate. So we'll see what he can do starting shotgun. Oh, shotgun here in the field tonight.
Has got some work to do, and I think the closest competition for Carl and Cure, both of them are in this heat right here with Aiden Kirker, Andrew May. Don't count out Aiden Forster either. Those guys all very fast. Now, if they have any answer for C squared, they gotta get it done here in this heat. Get your starting position upright.
Woodhull's, he's got to be a little terrified. He's got an MFK sandwich.
Yeah,
the whole
literally.
entire, whole entire heat is MFK minus Anthony Woodhull.
2 breads on each side, and then there's a Woodhull in the middle. Poor Anthony.
Pretty dirty sandwich, if you ask me. Bad joke.
Green flag.
What? Oh, green flag in the air. Oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah, dirt. Yeah.
Dirt.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't get it for a second. I was really confused.
That's why I
Aiden
said
Kirker?
bad joke.
Well, I laughed. Kirker leads lap 1.
Yeah, no surprise. He started on pole for this heat. No surprise there. And Cone holds off Woodhull. Young begins to slip away right now, but we got a battle for the 3rd spot.
Woodhull reeling in the number 4 of Cam McCone. Trying to take that 3rd spot away from him. Making a move, but can't quite execute that time around. McCone powers off the top. MFK remains 1, 2, 3. Home track boy Aiden Kirker take halfway in the lead.
Halfway home right now for, like you mentioned, Aiden Kirker, and he looks to continue his good streak of running well. Like we just mentioned, he finished very well in that last race and swept both Bristol races.
Yeah, a lot of momentum on his side, especially in these little double headers. Of course, he dominated the double header from Bristol, and tonight he's looking for a good points increase on Andrew May, and he did get the better of him last time by 1 point, but with Andrew running fairly well tonight, it's hard to put together some quality points. So it's going to be hard to outbest the the 31, but he wins the heat here.
Not the
And he'll
double
start-
O.
Well, the double O. As
007. Speaking of double O, 007. Start on pole. Got the quick time.
Yep.
Grab the quick time and start on pole for your feature event, which will happen momentarily. So we'll get ready for that. I'm excited.
Yep. Yeah, 9 cars make up the field. This is going to be the smallest field in Season 1, I believe. We have not had one this small, but that should mean it'll get done quickly, and they're not going to let them run the track in tonight. So see if they try a 4-wide salute here. It'd be, 2 rows deep.
Yep. Something like that. With one tailing in. Maybe we can get Kirker out front like the pace truck because he's the sponsor.
Yeah, Kirker's got to go. What's he doing? Come on.
Oh. MFK Speed Lab stack up. Oh, we're going to have
he
our
needs
little push truck incident.
Oh, and it worked. Yes.
Flashback
I love
to, what was that, last season or earlier in the season?
Well, the first time it happened, it was a 360 race at this racetrack. Oh my gosh. It was a 360 race at this racetrack where J.J. Hill was like 3 laps down and Andrew May needed a push start.
Yeah,
So he said, hey, I'll help you out.
I remember that. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, pal.
And we went to Eldora for the Midwest Malice earlier in the campaign. I'm sorry, it was Kokomo. Aiden Forster needed to jump, got one. Unfortunately, that broke the session, but I don't think this one will. So here we go. Track's not going to be too slick for this one. It'll be Carlin Cure and Aiden Kirker up front. It's going to be all about this opening jump. Who can get the advantage off the jump, get the green flag, and lead the opening lap will have a good advantage for this whole feature, I feel like. Green flag in the air. We are underway here in our second feature of the evening. Kirker on the outside, Cure on the inside. Cure sticks it with him side by side into 3 and 4. Cure going to try and slide up in front of him, but Kirker's not going to let him take it. Aiden Kirker leading the opening lap.
Iceman out front. Aiden Kirker leads the field in that bright number yellow and black 39 machine with Cure in tow behind him, and right behind Cure is his teammate also in another yellow machine, Andrew May.
Andrew May
driver around.
Ooh,
Cam Martin in
that is
trouble.
Martin, who has not had a good night, and he gets it back over, but he has not had a good night by any means. Was running in the 5th position. Look at the Dirt Track USA look to see what happened here. Not what you wanted.
Yeah, and got caught up in Jack Young's incident early on, and I don't know if maybe Forster came down the track or what, but Woodhull was actually the one who honestly got the worst piece of that.
Not what you want
Don't have
there.
enough time to show another replay, but Woodhull was actually missing his front wing.
Not good for Woodhull, who actually I believe has the most incident points of anybody this season. So we talk about Woodhull a lot, but not for the right reasons.
And I feel like most of that isn't his fault either.
Well, a good amount of them aren't.
Exactly.
Kirker gets on the gas, gets a nice jump, green flag back in the air. He scoots out pretty far. Carlin Cure in second, trying to run him down. Forster and May now battle for the 3rd position.
Like father and son battling it out, and
Oh no.
uh-oh.
Andrew May in
Forster
trouble.
wrecked his daddy.
Oh. Not good. And you know who this may be good news for? MFK Speed Lab teammate Aiden Kirker, who needed a good point tonight, needed May to mess up. May having an incident tonight. This is going to allow Kirker and Forster to reel him in if May cannot get back up and over, and if Kirker and Forster maintain their positions.
So another incident involving the 20 car. Head to replay and check it out.
Forster has been the
Just some bad net code. That's what I thought, and just a slow tumble into the fence.
not what Andrew May wanted by any means. Remember what he said. I bring it up every time he has a bad incident now, because first 10 races of the season, it was all about his dominance, 5 in a row, and he talked about, hey, I need to stack these points up now, because stuff like this happens, and stuff like this, he has not had good luck since a good while. Of course, the King's Royal, one break in that bad luck, but getting ready to go green here, he has not had anything really good go his way. Coming to a 30 lap to go restart.
Got it flipped over.
Yeah, did get it flipped over. I believe J.J. Hill may have went out there and helped him. So, green flag back in the air from Weedsport. Aiden Kirker got a nice jump. Carlin Cure anticipated it pretty well. So, next restart, now he knows what to expect. But here comes Cure to the inside, working the bottom. Slide job. Kirker gonna cross him back over to the bottom into 1 and 2. Cure gonna bounce that right rear off the cushion, get the momentum off the top end to the race lead. He goes. Now Kirker is going to have that deer in his headlights, trying to run him down as the Iceman run 2-3. Carlin Cure leads.
Just shy outside that top 3, Cameron McComb with a stellar night, as well as J.J. Hill. These guys keep it going out there on the racetrack as 2 teammates, 3 car and the 4 car, battle it out.
And for a top 5 position, when was the last time you could say J.J. Hill was contesting for a top 5 in a Quicktime feature? I don't know if that's ever happened, but he's up there making the moves, trying to get up there and race with Cam McCone, as Carlin Cure now leads by 6/10 on board with J.J. Hill, trying to reel down that 4 machine, his teammate, for a top 4 actually, if he could get that.
Yeah, as Forster looks to run down his fellow Iceman for that 2nd position, as Carlin Cure very easily will step away after getting around for Kirker for that race lead.
Last couple laps, though, those top 3 evened each other out pretty well. Kirker faster by just a couple 100ths. So now this time around, Carlin Cure at the line, a 12.579. Kirker a 12.655, and Forster a 12.666. So Cure faster by about a 10th last time. Now this time, going to track it. Again, it's about a 10th, almost 2/10 that time. Cure finding something in that racetrack now, coming to 21 laps to go.
How about we do a little bit of, I was about to say let's run through the field, but looked like I thought we had a battle for the 2nd, but Yeah, why not? Let's run through your field right now. Kelan Belsha, your race leader, after grabbing the quick time and winning his first heat. Lost a little bit of his momentum in the opening laps, but here he is back out front.
Aiden Kirker, the new 39 machine, trying to run down Andrew May in the points battle, having a nice night. Himself sitting in the second position, along with Aiden Forster in the third position. Those two have been all over each other all night, right now battling for the second and third position.
The veteran Cam McCone sits in his top four spot right now, looking to almost tie his best finishing position, which I believe is third. He just needs one more. Or it is second. Oh, pardon me, it is second. He looks to.
Bristol?
Yeah. He looks to grab another top 3 finish here. As right behind him, JJ Hill in the top 5. Caution is out. I saw Jack Young. I saw him slow to the inside. I think he was trying to get off the racetrack. I don't know if that might have sprouted the caution.
Yeah, I thought those two had been pulled over for a little while, but I guess we're on the racetrack.
Yeah, Young just stepped out there, and I think that's what triggered it. Because see race leader here pass him. And saw this when we were doing the run through the field, and I think he was just trying to pull it out of the way so we can get it towed, and that'll trigger the caution.
Had no nose wings, so you knew he was dealing with something. Him and Cam Martin might have gotten together, actually, because those two both behind the wall now. As we have 6 remaining cars out there for the tail end of this future. No, I don't know about ever. Yeah, you might be right. As Kelan Belsha trying to win this thing, get a couple Weedsport W's, while Aiden Kirker and Aiden Forster trying to play spoiler. And if these top 3 get into each other, look who's sitting back there in the 4th position.
That'd be a party for MFK. Green flag back in the air. Cure holding off the MFK boys.
So far, he is, but Aiden Kirker not letting him get out too far just yet. He's the Rylan Gray in this party, trying to run down that 007, make this race for the win interesting. Aiden Forster sitting there in the 3rd spot, about 3/10 back. There's about a couple car lengths in between all top 3 race cars. Cam McCone a little bit further back, and there's JJ Hill and Andrew May rounding out the pack, but Kelan Belsha has been in cruise control all night.
Other than early on that little battle with Kirker, he has not had to fight through much, which is not a bad thing. It just means he's a very talented race car driver for sure.
Belsha, he knows what he's doing as the caution is out again.
Oh, right in front of us. Both of them.
Oh, uh-oh.
Hey, Andrew.
Uh-oh. Hey, JJ also. The other guy slipped over. Oh, goodness. I can only imagine what happened here.
Look at those best friends.
We'll get a look. See what happened here.
They were fighting for position out there on the racetrack, and that'll shrink down our field even more.
Yep. Perfect guess every point here.
For the 5th spot, Hill was leading the group. Oh! That looks a little bit intentional.
That's not supposed to happen.
That is... Okay.
Well.
Hill out there. Hill's still out there.
Yeah, I think he was on pit road, flipped over when he towed the race car, so he could get back out there.
How does that work?
That's what I'm saying. But like that little opening, that concrete area where the pit road opens, I think his car was back there when he towed the race car. So he was able to get pretty free. Got free of it.
Little MFK on MFK destruction here.
Green flag, green flag.
It's a green flag. Back in the air here from Weedsport. Going to come to 12 circuits to go here from Weedsport. Aiden Kirker has reeled down that 007 a little bit. Trying to make a move. He's going to slide it down into 3 and 4. He got the bottom to stick, but Cure gets a better exit off turn 4. Kirker got a nose out in front at one point, but couldn't quite take the spot over. It's Carlin Kira still out front, but here comes Kirker back in turns 3 and 4. He's making that bottom stick. Just needs a little bit more to get around him.
Doing everything he can to get his 39 car back up front. As they battle it out once again, and be interesting to see if possibly another caution can come out and see what Kirker can do, but it's been all Carlin Kier so far out front.
Right down to that bottom little opening on the racetrack. As Kirker got sideways, opens up the door for Aiden Forster now for the second position. Here comes the 20 to the inside. He's going to take the second position away. And now it's those Cure Corner Store buddies running 1-2. But Kirker not letting them go. They make contact. And Kirker goes around, but he saves it. And here comes Cam McCone. He's going to stay back there in fourth, but they made contact right there. And nobody might be happy with each other, even with a 4-car race after this thing. Carlin Cure gone by a mile.
Man, I feel like if Kirk can get back to Forster, might see a little bit of rough and rowdy up front, and we might have a 3-car, maybe even a 2-car horse at the end of this thing. 2-horse race, yeah.
We'll see what happens here. But it is Carlin Cure out front by a mile, coming out of 4 laps to go in that Clearman Sport 007. He has been on top of his game all afternoon, and with a victory tonight would make it 2 in a row, and it'd be a nice $10 reward to add to his piggy bank this evening. Getting some momentum on his side as we reach the tail end of the season. Cure in control. Forster and Kirker second and third, as Forster's actually running a bit better than Cure right now, but I feel like it's a bit little too late as that 007 machine is moving. Carlin Cure made 5 starts this season before tonight, had 3 second-place finishes, had no momentum on his side. Besides those second-place finishes, he's been stunted short several times, got his first win of his career a little bit earlier in the evening. Make it 2 in a row. Carlin Cure wins the Weedsport doubleheader in the Iceman Designs Empire State Clash.
Carlin Cure, your race winner here for the Iceman Designs Empire State Nationals. Swept it. Fantastic driving by the North Carolina native, and he's having some fun down there.
It's a good win for Carlin Cure. He's been on top of his game all night. The Dirtman Photography Hard Charge Award winner tonight is Jack Young from 10th to 5th.
He was still running?
Yeah, apparently.
All right, then. Just one of those nights.
Those full moons, that's for sure. He may be the first ever Dirtman Photography Hard Charger Award winner that was not on lead lap at the checkered flag. I don't know if that's ever happened before.
I doubt it. I doubt it.
Doubt it. Doubt it.
So we'll bring in momentarily the race winner, Carlin Cure.
Yep. Carlin's queuing, you got us.
Yeah, you got me.
Yeah, I got you. It was a dominant night. Led all the laps tonight. You had 3 second-place finishes before coming in here tonight. Got a bucket full of wins, 2 of them, to add to your credit. I'm sure you've got multiple of these on the Irish Service. Your first 2 in Quicktime, and $10 to add to your name, Carlin. So take us through your night. You just had it on rails this evening.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just kind of got that track figured out. I like it. It's a fun track. Just got to keep your momentum up through 1 and 2. Yeah, we were hooked up tonight, I guess.
Well, that 007 was definitely moving, and you kept it out front, did what you had to do, so now you got some momentum towards the tail end of the season, so how's this feel?
Yeah, it feels pretty good. Hopefully going to come out later this season. Hopefully come for the Knoxville Nationals, I think, next week, right? Pretty big event. Hopefully give it a good run.
Got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, Velocity Sim Lab, E-Racer, Kligerman Sport, Man Up for Prostate Cancer, Redline Design, 27 Graphics, JR Media Production, and Cures Corner Store.
Okay, well, thanks for joining us tonight, Carlin. It's a good night on your part.
Yep, thank you guys.
Carlin Cure, 2 wins on the night, a solid night himself, as Aiden Forster now going to be our second place finisher.
Another solid performance in the number 20 machine. You got us, Aiden?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. P2 here tonight and kind of dueling it out with Kirker there in the closing laps, but just not enough time to race down Carlin Curate. But it looked like you're a little bit faster than him.
Yeah, I did start to reel in a little bit there, but just trying to hit my marks there and just get some clean laps in. Because it's a pretty decent points night. Beat Kirker and Andrew in both races. That's what my goal was going into this, just to make up some points from the instant Eldora, and that's pretty much accomplished after these 2 nights. I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, you could put a big old check mark in both those boxes, but kept your nose clean and yeah, and you found yourself in that second spot. And I don't know what else I can really say. It was just a fantastic performance. I do say so myself.
Yeah, I wish I kind of put in a little bit of practice before this, because this place is tough, But didn't get the best car count, so it didn't really come into play there. But still was fun.
And with that, you will move, or you're still third in points, but that'll move you 3 points behind Aiden Kirker for the second spot in the point standings. So, yeah, you're reeling it in, and that makes you 36 behind Andrew May for the points leader.
Yeah, it's definitely. I'm probably gonna have to. I have to beat him by I think if I beat him by one or 2 spots every race, I could reel him in, but that's gonna be tough because the last Eldora race hurt while running up front. But it is what it is.
Hey, never say never. You never know what could happen. We've seen a lot of drama play out in this series, but here tonight, anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Cures Corner Store, Speedshot 51, T46 Graphics, Dirt Track USA, and you guys for putting the stream. I mean, I love watching the stream back after the race and just seeing how things played out. So I appreciate you guys.
Always a pleasure, Aiden. And hope you're doing well. I know we haven't talked in a while, but thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Aiden Kirker, or Aiden Forster, your second place finisher, is now we'll move to Kirker. Man, led a few laps here early on, but just fell short at the end.
Aiden!
Hello.
What's going on, bro?
Nothing.
Well, top 3 tonight. Points battle closed in a little bit, and I said it coming into tonight. This is kind of like a double points night, and you made 5 points on Andrew May, heading into 3 straight double points races next week. So it's a highly anticipated week next week, and of course, decent Weedsport performance for you. What do you got to take out of tonight?
It was a pretty good points night. Could have been better, especially. I mean, should have got second in the second race, but we got the Green Goblin there, pissing me off even more. But just a little disappointed in the second race. We didn't get second there. First race kind of choked at the end, didn't really capitalize on what I feel like we could have had, which was probably a third and a second. But oh well, it is what it is.
Well, that's for sure, but next week is the most anticipated week in the Quicktime Sprint Car Series history. You're going for your first ever Knoxville Nationals Championship. Of course, you're a prelim winner from last season, and of course, the format a little bit different. You know about it for sure, and that'll be out in the announcements throughout the weekend, getting ready to race that great race. As those prelim nights, they mean a lot more now, so what can you take going in to the Knoxville Nationals? You got a bit of momentum on your side after, I believe you got a string of top 5s going now. This has got to be, 3-4 in a row. So you're on
5 in a row.
5 in a row. So you're on a bit of a roll going into Knoxville. You're a former prelim night winner there, so you know what you're doing. And, of course, the prelims, they set your starting position in the feature night race number 3. So what do you got to do next week, and how do you feel about this momentum leading you into it?
I mean, just got to really just get a good prelim night. It's not really, you're not going to really it's not like it's a reset on night 3 like it has been. It's really prelim nights are gonna really set how you start your third night, and I mean it's Knoxville. That track is probably the raciest track we have, and I'd like to say I know what's gonna happen, but I really don't know what's gonna happen. So we'll just see when we get there next week.
All right. Well, we do wish you the best of luck in that. You want to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank MFK. I want to thank Dirt Track USA, Dirt Heat and Racing Apparel, Elite Performance Industries, Iceman Designs. I want to thank the league, Curry's Excavating. I want to thank you guys for broadcasting. I want to thank my mom, my dad, my grandma, my sister, my brother-in-law, my girlfriend, Emma. Yeah, that's all.
All right. Thanks for joining us tonight, Aiden. Look forward to seeing you in Knoxville.
All right, thanks.
Aiden Kirker with a nice top 5 throughout the couple nights couple races this evening from Weedsport. Now our Dirt Photography Hard Charger Award winner, Jack Young.
Definitely didn't come easy, but Jack Young, you got us, man?
Yep.
All right, congratulations. You're our Dirtman Photography Hard Charger in this second race here tonight. And I didn't even know you were out there still making laps, but you made the most of it and passing your 2 teammates, JJ Hill and Andrew May, and here you are, top 5.
Yeah. I honestly, I don't know, man. I wrecked the first couple laps, so I put it in, and there's just so much crash happening. I just thought, since I started last, just go back out there, make a couple laps, then I'll be a hard charger, and here we are, I'm a hard charger.
Yeah, now you get some TV time and get to talk to us up here in the booth, and now you're with 2 pretty, I'd say, solid points nights in both these races. You're top 8 in the point standings right now, as you are, let's see here, you've got a pretty decent gap to Andrew May, but yeah, top 8. Are you shooting for top 5 at the end of the season?
I would like to get top 5. I think that would be pretty awesome to be rookie year and get top 5 in this series, or this league, because this league is pretty hard, man. It's a lot of competition, and it's always fun.
Yeah, a lot of competition. We saw Carlin Cure go out there and dominate both races, but yeah, your starts, it looks like you, compared to most everybody else ahead of you, you got 4, 5, 6 less starts than them, so definitely a very dominant or proving performance out there in that number 10 machine.
Yeah, Weedsport isn't really my track. It's honestly probably my worst favorite, or my least favorite. I'm just happy to get hard charger, to be honest with you. I have to thank MFK Speed Lab for helping me out and teaching me everything I need for this track and the rest of the tracks for the season. Andrew May's been helping me out a lot. He's a nice guy. He's really helpful, and I've been improving a lot ever since.
Yeah, you always got to have a buddy to do it, and you got a good team behind you backing it. But one last question for you here. We're heading into the Knoxville Nationals. You got the 2 prelim nights and then the main event. What's the plan there? Obviously, because they get the win, but anything special?
I'm honestly really excited, man. I've been racing with Cam Martin on iRacing, just practicing with him and racing with him, because he's raced on Knoxville in real life, and that's what he does. Him and I have been figuring out new ways to get around the track, how to get faster and faster, and I'm honestly really excited for it.
Well, Jack, it's a pleasure to speak to you here. Thank you for joining us out there tonight, and congrats on the Dirtman Photography Hard Charger and 2 great finishes here tonight.
Yep, thank you guys, I appreciate it.
And he rebounded from that wreck in the first race, and here he is, top 5 hard charger in the second race.
Yeah, and Carlin Cure, of course, on top of his game all night long and dominating Weedsport. Now heading into Knoxville next week, going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm excited. You got the 2 prelim nights on the 20th and main event 23rd and 24th. Or that's the no, excuse me. Got the 2 prelim nights, the 23rd, the 24th, and then the main event on the 27th.
I believe that's rescheduled to the 28th, which would be Friday. I don't think that's in the website yet, but that is when it will be on the Cape Winter Racing Network. All those stuffs will be posted very soon, so Look at all that stuff on the Instagram, which you can follow at Quicktime Series on Instagram. That's at Quicktime Series. And
Now it's the 28th.
cool.
I just fixed it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Well,
Yeah.
now we're ready, and we're getting ready for the third Dirtman Photography Knoxville Nationals. You can catch both those prelim nights right here on the A&B Outdoors Quicktime iRacing League YouTube channel. It'll be followed on Friday night by the third Knoxville Nationals presented by Dirtman Photography, followed by the Dirt Track USA Pennsylvania Nationals and the third A&B Outdoors World Finals. So, got a lot of exciting stuff coming up. We're excited for it. The season slowly wrapping up already. It feels like we just started back in November, but it's been a great season, and we look forward to it. So, on behalf of Kelan Belsha and Shane DiMantova, and on behalf of all our sponsors today, A&B Outdoors, Advantage Direct, Krebs Designs, Dirtman Photography, Dirt Track USA, Exo Consulting, Iceman Designs, K1 Race Gear, McDonald's of Waynesville, North Carolina, and Shane DiMantova Designs. Congratulations to Carlin Cure. Congratulations to everybody on their respective awards tonight. We look forward to seeing you guys Monday night. Thank you to Iceman Designs for the Empire State Clash. Monday night, Tuesday night, the Knoxville Nationals presented by Dirtman Photography. You can catch them right here, the prelim nights, right here on this YouTube channel, then the Cable One Racing Network Friday night. Thank you all, and we look forward to seeing you all next week.